Come join me for a pantry chit-chat as we discuss things related to donation etiquette. I'm going to put together a care package, take it to a blessing box in my neighborhood and drop it off. I'm going to be making some Mexican stew in the slow cooker, and then I'm going to take you along as we run errands and do various things over the next couple of days. So come along and join us. We're even going to make time for a midday date to a Thai and sushi restaurant in our area. And I'm going to take you along with me as I walk some dogs who need a home. Hey everybody, I hope that you're doing well. Well, today I was going to go through my pantry and gather up some things to take to this share shed. You can donate things such as food, diapers, baby formula. It's kind of a community effort. I've labeled a lot of my food for my own inventory purposes, and a lot of things I'm noticing have gone past their best by date. So a lot of these things expired, if you will. I use quotations because those dates are just kind of a recommendation and used more for if there's a recall or something, they know how to track certain foods. This simmer sauce, April of 2022. Now that doesn't bother me because I know these go way past their best by date. But I got to thinking about donation etiquette. I know that a lot of food pantries in our area will not take food that has gone past its best by date. I kind of see where they're coming from. You don't want to look like you're just donating the reject food from your stockpile to someone in need. And I'm willing to share the best food I have in my pantry, my keystone meats, whatever. If you're trying to help a family out, you're not really thinking about best by dates, but I don't know if y'all heard of that story in, I think it's called Mineral Point, Wisconsin, about a month ago, where I think about 8 Dollar General employees quit their job. 2 of them being managers. They just all simultaneously quit because the corporate office was wanting them to throw away perfectly good reusable things, food, products like linens and things like that. They rather than throw that stuff away than donate it to charity. And these employees were setting it aside to donate. And I know that my daughter has worked in the food industry for a while, and they kind of have a similar policy. At the end, whatever's left over, they throw it away. I understand there's things you got to be concerned with, safety guidelines and how long did that food set out, and if somebody that eats it, are they going to get food poisoning? I've got some things that I would like to donate, but they have dates that have passed written in Sharpie on them, and I don't want it to look like I'm donating for that reason. Hurricane season starts here June 1st, and it goes through November 30th, and from what I understand, it's going to be a very active hurricane season. What I'm trying to do is eat a lot of what's in our pantry, our freezers, our refrigerator, which we should be doing that anyway, but I've kind of been bad about that. To be honest, I kind of got food fatigue. It's like I bought all this stuff and then just was like, no, I'm not in the mood for any of that. I want to go get something else from the store that we don't have. I'm going to be making a pork roast, and the reason I chose the pork roast is because when I opened the freezer, that was the first thing that fell out on my foot. I'm also going to go around here and gather some things to take to that little share shed box. So I just wanted to ask you, what do you think is proper protocol? Do you think that it's right for businesses to throw away food? I've been brought up to recycle, reuse, repurpose. I know there's a lot of talk about that, the carbon footprints and no waste. So I'm kind of confused as to why so many corporations want you to dump stuff as opposed to give it to someone who could use it. What are your thoughts on dumpster diving? I know that a lot of businesses like Aldi and Dollar Tree, they've now put those barriers around their trash bins, so when they're throwing away perfectly good product, you can't go rescue them. There's been times where I've been driving by Aldi and I've seen like just crates of perfectly fine strawberries or milk just thrown carelessly out there, but the milk was all busted up, but it was still good, like it had a week left on it. I can see where a business doesn't want to be liable if somebody's dumpster diving and they fall in and get hurt, and it's just making it harder for people that are just trying to get by. Before it gets too much later, I'm going to go ahead and drop this frozen pork roast in the slow cooker, along with some potatoes and onions and dehydrated jalapenos. We've got some freeze-dried peppers, as well as these freeze-dried roasted red peppers that I needed to cut up because we didn't use an oxygen absorber when we put them in the mason jar, and they're starting to rehydrate because of all the humidity here in Houston. And then I'm just dumping in some tomato sauce in this toasted tortilla soup mix so I can make kind of like a Mexican roast. Once I got this all mixed up, I am going to add a little bit of birria sauce just to give it a little extra punch. And we're going to do this low and slow for about 8 hours. All these peanut butters that Corey and Olivia and I made in a nonprofit peanut butter factory have a best buy of 2023, but they're still perfectly good. I have one that I opened. All this oil you see is because it's the natural peanut butter that goes for about $7 or $8 at the grocery store. So I'm going to go ahead and donate one of these. Sadly, the homeless population is growing in our community, so I tried to put an assortment of different things in here. Some things are snacks. Some of these things are ready to just open and eat. Others just require adding water. I know that what I grabbed for this trip is a little hodgepodge of different things, but they're things that we're not eating. Our taste buds just change throughout the years, whether it be menopause or us having the C word back in 2020, or just the fact that they are using bioengineered ingredients now. They're using cheaper ingredients in our food. I can just tell a big difference. I'll give you an example. Back when I was growing up, the Little Debbie and Hostess snacks, those tasted so good to me. I can't even bite into one of those now without spitting it out. It's just so gross. Corey does not like these soups right here, these chunky pub-style soups. He won't eat them. And my girls are vegetarians. They're not going to eat them. We've got some soup that I really like, all these Asian soups here that do use good ingredients. So since having that, I don't really want to go back to eating this stuff myself. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. It has no purpose sitting in our pantry. It's just taking up space. We're not going to eat it. I'm going to put in a can of tuna, one of those off-brand lunch loaves, chicken a la king, a deviled ham, and a chicken. I got these both from the Dollar Tree. I'll probably maybe next week focus on something different, maybe take condiments there or take baked goods, pie crust, pie filling. We've got some cake mixes and some frostings. So we'll just kind of do something different each week. I think we have enough stuff to drop off, so let's go. I don't want to be one of those people that just talks negative and is one of those Debbie Downers. I know in one of my last few videos I talked about how people are becoming rude and their hearts are growing cold, and the way people treat one another behind a keyboard, they become keyboard warriors, just talk to people and say things they would never say to them face to face. So I thought I would share a good experience that I just had. I just went to the car wash today. It was 50% off, and got my car detailed because for my work, I take a lot of people to and from the airport. Eventually my car gets covered with cat prints and, You know, they walk all over and lay all over my car, and all the pollen that's fallen, all the pine needles stuck in the windshield wipers. Just a mess. So when I get out the car, I said, just whatever receipts or trash you come across, just throw it away. I don't care. I don't need it. So about 30 minutes later, some lady walks up to me holding a check that one of my clients gave me for $160 in January of 2023 that I never cashed. A lot of times I'm so busy running from one assignment to another, and when somebody gives me payment, I turn around and set it somewhere. I almost told her, oh, that's probably just a check that I snapped a picture of and did a digital deposit. You can just throw it away. But I just went ahead and took it from her and said thank you. And then I went and I tried to do the deposit online thinking it would say, oh, this is a duplicate check. You've already done this deposit, because I've had that happen before too. I'll stumble across a check wadded up in the bottom of my purse and going, did I deposit this? And then turns out I did. That was very nice of that woman. I went up and hugged her, gave her a nice tip for bringing that check to me, because she didn't have to, especially with the instructions of just throw away whatever paper you come across. So I thought that was really nice. And I don't want to be one of those people that just focuses on the evil and the hate in this world. I want to focus on the good people, because there are a lot of good people out there as well. It's just the things that happen in our life that are negative tend to have a more profound impact on us. In addition to 50% off my car wash and that lady finding that check, I had the pleasure of listening to Sedona Knight, a local artist.
Know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. We raise up our glasses against evil forces, singing whiskey for my men and beer for my horses. Down, down, down as the play hands went higher. Burns, 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 this ring of fire, this ring of fire.
We had to make a trip up to where we store our camper. Our sheet metal siding was starting to come loose, so we had to screw it back into place. We've had our camper for about 3 years, so this is to be expected. Typical wear and tear for having it this long. We had to make a quick trip to Walmart, and I found these cute little hot sauces and barbecue sauces and different condiments for 50 cents. I thought that these would be great to take hiking or on a picnic, or even when we go camping, so we don't have to lug an entire bottle with us. It's been a couple of weeks since we put something on the freeze dryer. We had a bag of sweet potatoes that were starting to look sketch, so we went ahead and put those on. You can see that some of them are starting to get some spots on them, but I gave them to my taste testers, Layla and Charmin, and they didn't seem to mind. At the end of a busy day, it was nice to come in and smell this Mexican roast and just know that it was ready for us to get our grub on. Y'all, this was so delicious. It was nice to just sit there and relax and watch the squirrel at a squirrel feeder. Yes, I know our windows need cleaning. Our cats are always trying to attack. Check out this cute picture Chloe got. A local dog and cat rescue in our area called Dora's Dogs and Cats put out an SOS on social media that they were in desperate need of dog walkers. And I got to thinking, you know what, I walk about 2 miles a day anyway. I might as well continue to get exercise while helping out a worthy cause, giving some attention to these homeless animals. It's a win-win for everybody. And I get my dog fix, since Corey won't let me bring home any more animals. After an exhausting shift of walking dogs, Corey and I decided to go out and eat some Thai food in our area. And he got himself some sushi. I got me some Thai basil fried rice, along with some hot and sour soup, some chicken skewers, and some kind of curry puff pastry things that were delicious. I was feeling guilty for spending time with other dogs, so Hazel came along on this trip with us. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be sure to see you next time. Take care.